All right, so I recently came across a library called Sketch, and what Sketch does is takes a pandas data frame, and with that data frame, you can enter a query, but in plain English, and either you'll get a calculation back or you'll get some code required to do a particular task. And so to actually get this up and running, all you have to do is just in your terminal, pip install Sketch, and once that is all set up, you can just import it in a Jupyter notebook like this. Okay. I've also just loaded a toy dataset from the Plotly Express library, Gapminder, and what this dataset is about is life expectancies in different continents, countries, etc. So the way in which we can use the Sketch library is to take our pandas data frame called data, run.sketch, and we can use .ask first and foremost, and we can just pass in something just in plain English. So let's say, what were the unique continent values? And so it takes a little bit of time because it's running some model behind the scenes, but here we get Asia, Europe, Africa, etc. And let's actually see if it was correct. So let's go data dot, let's grab the continent column and then grab the unique values. And we get the same values back, which is really impressive. Now let's actually try something else. So let's get maybe the average of the life expectancy column. So what we can do is we can say, what was the average life, well, let's help it out a bit. Let's go life exp, and let's maybe put it in backticks just to try tell it that it's a column. What was the average life exp in our data set? Okay. So it gives us 59 point yada yada yada. Let's check it for ourselves. So we can take our data dot lifeexp and grab the mean. So dot mean. There you go. So again, it got it correct. We can also say what is the average GDP per capita per country? So let's try that. So what was the average GDP per cap? But let's actually make it a bit more sophisticated and group by a particular continent. So let's go per continent. Okay. And here we go. So let's check it for ourselves. So data.group by, group by. We want to group in terms of the continent, and we want to get the average of the GDP per cap column. Dot mean. Right. And here you see again, so Africa 2193, 2193, looks like the rest of the match. Looks good. Actually, no, it doesn't look good. There's one that's wrong here, but ultimately that's just the nature of how new this library is. So it is prone to make mistakes. I think the creators are going to be working on it, trying to enhance it and make it even better. But ultimately, it does make mistakes. Where it does really shine is the how-to method. So the ask method, while very impressive, does have its drawbacks, but ultimately we can use data.sketch and we can use how-to, and now we can say, it will actually give us the code if we enter a particular query. So let's say we want to plot GDP per capita and life expectancy on like a scatter plot. So we can say, let's create a Plotly scatter plot with, let's put GDP per cap on the x-axis. And let's put the life expectancy on the y. Copy paste on the y-axis. Right, and again, it's running some of the AI behind the scenes. And once it's done, it gives us the code, which we can easily copy and paste. And now we get a plot with GDP per cap on the x and life expectancy on the y. And I would encourage you to actually just, inside how to, experiment and try some different queries and just see how far this can actually take you. What I would recommend is just verifying it all afterwards, just because it is such a new library, but very promising signs. And it's really impressive how you can just enter a query in plain English and it'll give you all the Python code required. So try it out and let me know how it goes.